So you've given up on the watch, you've given up on the iPad. What's next? You're just gonna give up on me? Well, maybe, but lately I've actually been considering giving up on, biometrics? No, biometric. Great, of course, you know, I thought you were just gonna throw out your whole phone next, but no, I need my phone. But I do feel like it's just being a little bit too naggy about how often it needs a perfect scan of my face. Blah, blah, blah. This is all just noise. You've just turned into an annoying parrot that is just repeating, I don't know, some gibberish. I'm not listening. Fair enough. Don't rob me, please. So overall, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I prefer iOS to Android, but I'm willing to admit there's certainly some things that I like about Android that I am in fact a little bit jealous of, and probably the biggest one that keeps coming up in my life that I've been complaining about a lot is the idea of smart locking your phone. Android has had this for years. I hate to be the guy that actually says that, but it's true, and it's something that I think Apple could probably get right, and I'm just from the beginning want to emphasize that this is something that I wish was an option in iOS. I don't want it to be default. I don't even want it to be a standard thing, like an option that you have to choose when you set up your phone. No, I would be okay if this was optional for people in the deep settings that you had to really know what you were doing to be able to locate it and find this setting, but I get kind of annoyed with how often my phone wants to have a perfect scan of my face. Particularly, I guess, because I work from home and, you know, when I'm not working, I'm still at home, you know, spending time with my wife, or I'm in the living room or in the kitchen, and because I spend a lot of time at home, it feels kind of silly and sometimes very annoying and frustrating when, for whatever reason, my phone doesn't get a great read on my face. It could be the angle, it could be because my phone is sitting down on a table, or sometimes if I'm out and about, I have sunglasses on, and certain sunglasses don't like Face ID, or sometimes even if you yawn a certain way, Face ID won't work properly. And yes, with the iPhone 11, you don't even get Face ID working in landscape mode. So there were enough times where Face ID would keep failing and I would feel like, okay, now I gotta enter the passcode again. But I felt like, okay, like, hold on a second. I'm in my home. I'm in a safe place. You know, the doors are locked, the windows are closed and everything. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel like someone's gonna be around snooping on my phone. I feel comfortable where I am. So why does my phone need to collect all of these millions of data points just because I need to do some quick math on a calculator, or just because I wanted to check my email real quick? You know, I know everybody's different, and some of you may want that top of the line, best possible security no matter what the situation is, no matter what the circumstances are. You just want the phone to be locked unless it absolutely, without any question of doubt, can see you, and that's fine. And again, I'm not saying that the feature should change. If you want it to be the way it is right now, that's fine, but I was getting annoyed for the same reason that, like, when I'm in the comfort of my own home, I don't like necessarily lock the bedroom door or lock the bathroom door when I'm in the bathroom. I trust that it's not the end of the world, of course, for a family member to open a door, or that I don't need the same level of security I do that if I'm out in public, per se. So, I took some advice from a channel member named Halami that suggested, because I kept asking for this smart lock feature on my phone, why not turn off Face ID for unlocking the iPhone? And you can still have Face ID for all kinds of other things, but this essentially allows me to do this. I don't look at my phone, and yet I can just swipe up to unlock it. And I have to admit, just within the first 24 hours of doing this, I'm already loving it. Like, it always goes super duper smoothly, and you don't have to worry about the phone reading your face oh so properly, or you holding the phone in a specific way. It just feels like I've unlocked so much more convenience. In fact, there's even some muscle memories where, you know, I'm driving my car, but I need to, like, change the music or something, and I'm doing this as safely as I can, but, you know, if you're trying to change the songs or something, or navigate to a different app, and you happen to be in the car, Face ID requires you to, you know, pull your eyes off of the road, and when you don't have that, it allows me to unlock my phone via just muscle memory and open certain applications without even having to look at the screen, and that allows me to keep my eyes on the road. And, you know, I get that there's a lot of privacy concerns involved with this, but truthfully, the most important, like, banking apps on my phone, they still require Face ID when you open them anyway. It's the same thing with iCloud Keychain, you know, when you're logging into certain certain websites through the browser, they're still going to require additional Face ID scan. And thankfully, with this setting, you can still keep Face ID active for all of those different things. And if you're out in public, or if you feel like you're in a place where someone might grab your phone off you or start running away with it, or someone's gonna grab your phone and you don't trust them and go on your Twitter and start tweeting stuff, or open up your text messages, your email, and try to sabotage you in some way. First of all, I don't have friends that do that type of thing, so it's never really come up in my life. Typically, I just kind of tell everybody around me what my passcode is so they can open the phone and they can look something up, or they can look at pictures if they want to. I guess I'm just kind of an open book in that way, so I've really enjoyed this change. But if for whatever reason you decide, okay, you know what, I want the passcode turned back on, all you gotta do is act like you're about to shut down the phone by holding down the top volume and power, and then hit cancel, and boom, now the phone is locked again. So to get back in, you would have to enter the passcode. Through the settings in security app, you can set it so that the phone only requires the passcode every 4 hours. And I've noticed with that, I can go very, very long amounts of time without ever needing to enter the passcode. So I enter it once, and then my phone is unlocked, which for the vast majority of time for me, just hanging out at home, has been much, much easier. I don't have to worry about Face ID scanning me in a particular way. Also, it probably requires less energy if you think about the true depth camera system not going off all the time. And if a friend or family member needs to check up on something or needs to borrow the phone, now actually I don't have to tell them the passcode, whereas before I would have, or I would have had to unlock it myself and then hand it to them. Now they can just do whatever they want to do. I get that there's circumstances where people may be paranoid or worried about their phone getting stolen or someone grabbing it and running off with it, but I just want to speak from experience. This has literally never happened to me. In all my years of owning a smartphone, it's never come up. And it's not like I don't have Find My iPhone, so if it was stolen, I still could technically lock it very quickly through another Apple device. My wife and I have the same shared Apple ID family, so we could even lock it from her phone if need be. But has that come up for you guys a lot? I don't know. I just feel like maybe we're being a little bit too overly cautious with security a lot of the time, particularly when you're on your own home Wi-Fi network, and that's what I really envied about Android. That smart lock concept makes a lot of sense to me. Like, if you're in the comfort of your own home, you don't need to lock everything. And sure, I guess there could be some edge case where someone breaks into your home and tries to get on your phone, but then again, they can't access the banking apps because they would need the Face ID for that. And also, for two, if you're just worried about texts and pictures and someone breaking into your home, the phone is honestly not that much what I'm worried about. Like, if someone got into my house and now has access to my phone, which is always charging on my nightstand right next to my face, I'm a lot worried about the guy in my house than the personal data. I'm more worried about, like, you know, my personal space, and is this guy gonna steal things in my house or kill me? You know, there's much worse things that could happen, in my opinion, than just, oh, he looked at my text messages and he looked at my private photos, or he checked my email, or he said some mean things to a friend of mine, because I can easily just say, okay, someone broke into my house and texted on my phone without my permission. I don't know. These, in my opinion, do not seem like common circumstances, and because there's so many different ways Face ID can fail and start to get picky, I've just gotten very comfortable now with having it unlocked for 4-hour increments, and then if you ever feel uncomfortable, you can easily go into settings and turn it back on to be just the way all of you are using your phones right now. And I feel like this is an underrated feature. If Face ID annoys you, or you're in circumstances a lot where it's not scanning you properly, this is a decent solution that I've been very happy with. So thank you, Halami, and please don't rob me if you see me in public, okay? That's all I'm saying. And thank you to everybody supporting this channel directly. It seriously helps us out a ton, as does just watching these videos. So thanks again. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you all in the next one.